Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News Channel. We got big news that seems to have been unnoticed. So, Russia seems to be buying crypto for a fund. It's a declared sovereign fund. That means it's like a country fund, and they're buying 1.4 billion worth of Bitcoin. It looks like the Lord Vladimir Putin is warming up to the idea of Bitcoin, or he's been there all along. Even when Russia has basically banned crypto for transactions, Vladimir Putin has had these ideas all along for crypto to be part of a sovereign fund. That means Russia is definitely not anti crypto, and maybe they will reverse stance and make crypto like kind of legal tender in Russia. Now, that would be huge because it's like that's even bigger than Brazil. Russia is still a major power in this world. Their economy isn't that strong and it's not that big, but they're still a major military and diplomatic power in the world. I would say like the military is probably still number two behind the United States, and they still have a lot of influence in the world, especially under Putin, who's trying to pretty much establish the Soviet Union again. But that's neither here or there. This is like huge because they see Bitcoin as a hedge against USD debasement. So a major country is actually stating this. This is like this is major. I don't know, like news outlets do not seem to have reported this, not with what it deserves to be recognized at. $1.4 billion worth of Bitcoin, maybe not that much Bitcoin for a country, but if major countries like Russia are starting to store Bitcoin as kind of like a reserve currency, I mean, that's pretty big. Obviously, I can't read this document because I'm not Russian, but this is an official press release and from their Department of Foreign Minister. Um, I don't know. I think like a lot of other countries. Remember, like Russia has influence over a lot of countries. I mean, China's not going to be influenced by this because China wants Bitcoin out of the picture for their CBDC. But Russia has a lot of influence over the Eastern European countries, and those countries generally are already pretty friendly towards Bitcoin. I think this could have a lot of big influence over like Western Asia and Central Europe, and get a lot of those countries to join on this stuff. Like if all these countries start buying Bitcoin as part of their national funds, this could go up huge. Obviously, this is not the reason that Bitcoin rose to 63,000 today. I think that has more to do with the futures passing. I don't think that pump is actually going to last very long because like it's a futures ETF first of all, and they'll probably try to use that to manipulate the price of Bitcoin down or control it. But in the meanwhile, right now it's going to FOMO. Not really sure how long that's going to be. I still think we're going past 100,000 by the end of the year as usual, but this just gives me more confidence that like if a lot of countries start using Bitcoin as part of their funds, like billions of dollars in country funds, I don't think like they're really going to let Bitcoin crash that much. I mean, it'll still like crash and go up and down with market gyrations, but this is like really really big. I mean, like Russia is definitely like a step or two up above Brazil in terms of international influence, but you have like the biggest economy in Latin America thinking about making Bitcoin legal tender, and now you have a big power. Remember, they're on the Security Council of the UN. They're one of the five members of the Security Council. You have someone like Russia basically like hedging against US debasement by buying billions of dollars worth of this fund. It's definitely going mainstream, and I think like when big investors see this, when big investing houses see this, they will definitely act accordingly. This is really big. This is like basically Russia going from banning cryptos for all business transactions to actually using it as a sovereign country fund. Now, the thing is, like, they didn't reverse that ban on using it for transactions, but you got to think they got to be thinking about reversing that ban soon if they're going to do something like this. Russia has always made the statement that they're only really waiting for regulations to actually like do more stuff with crypto, and it really looks like they're going after that. So Vladimir Putin, perhaps one of the most powerful men in the world, um, is definitely not anti-Bitcoin, and he's allowing the government to like make more inroads into Bitcoin. He'll probably announce like Bitcoin as some like major country use sooner or later, and he's just basically stocking up on Bitcoin right now, or telling his government to stock up on Bitcoin right now. So you see like major world powers, except for China, really embracing Bitcoin. And who knows, man, if these like the Chinese oligarchs and the Chinese bureaucrats aren't really loading up on Bitcoin themselves. It wouldn't really surprise me at all if they were loading up on Bitcoin themselves while preventing the rest of their countrymen from buying it, so they actually get a leg up on the competition. Because you got to say like some of those business leaders in China are seeing news like this and they don't miss stuff like this and thinking, man, this is like the future. We can't be banned from it forever. So I think you might see more VPN action out of China that way. So, but this is really, really big, really, really big. I think news outlets should mention this more. And yeah, this definitely is really good for the future of Bitcoin. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.